Position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. Our bear marches are our entry into our crawling series with our arms out in front of us in a shoulder flex position. So it's going to start pretty simple. Hands and knees, and all I'm going to do is march. And then I march here, and then I get my different positions. Okay, so we'll go through the positions in a second, but first I want to talk about, well, like, what am I doing with my fingers? So first and foremost is I want to get some deceleration as I head down. So if I am just clopping through, this is what it's going to be like, and for most people, that's going to be an absolute mess on the wrists. And so if I was going in super slow motion, I'm basically using my entire hand to decelerate all the way down, and then also push myself back up. So that is going to get some length in the flexors as I stretch, 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 stretch. It's a very active stretch because I am both resisting down and then pulling back out of there. So I get a bit of a range and I get some tension across my wrists. Second piece of this is keeping my hands and fingers as spread out as possible. Third from there is just taking your time. It's almost like I'm massaging the ground, kind of like kneading the ground a little bit. There's some other small details in here, like trying to avoid up on the thumb. You can see that my wrist isn't really doing anything at all. It's perfectly stabilized. I want to get into that wrist bend. So as I get into my different positions, not a whole lot changes. So I get 10 each side, 20 total. I can start to feel this cook already on my flexors. And then I go out to the side. Depending on if you're tight, you may find that like, ooh, some of these positions don't go. Get as close as you can. It's not absolutely critical that the degrees are perfectly 45 in each one. And then you're going to notice some different sensations. So as I go in, I actually am kind of pressing the heel of my hand down because that's where the resistance is going to come into play. So as I press to lockout, it's quite a bit more difficult to find the heel of my hand, where here it's ready, it's easy. Out here, not so much. So some small vibe, feel different kind of things. And then I go back to here. This is going to be first the most natural to actually get that because my fingers invariably are going to go first. There'd be like no way for me to get my palm down. So it's going to feel, if you have a question about how the steps should feel, this is going to be the position that's going to highlight that. But this is also the most difficult position because most of us are tight through here. So I get my 4 positions and I'm perfectly happy with that. That is a great warm-up. That in time can start talking about walkouts and bear crawls, but for now, this is our baseline for everyone to get some access into their wrists and forearms.